Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? It's Jeremy Alexander Newsom, your boy with Real Life Trading, and it is Monday, Majestic Monday, April the 18th. Got 2 weeks left in April, and then it's May. So this weekend, got a Nashville meetup. If you're in the Nashville area, just throwing that out there, the 24th, 3:30 p.m. in Percy Warner. And next weekend, we're going to be in Dallas. That's right, Dallas, Colorado, for a meetup as well. So I'm pretty excited about that. So let's talk about the SPY. So here's my analysis this morning. There was no deal reached over the weekend from the production freezes on OPEC, and crude and futures and everything were down pretty nicely this morning. But really the gaps on the broader market weren't that scary. They were initially at one point about, 12 hours ago. But as of right now in the morning, they weren't that bad. So my thought was going to be, I thought that we'd end like a candle like this on the day, some kind of lower shadow candle. But really we opened and immediately started trading bullish. So I did think, as I mentioned earlier this morning, I thought a lot of people would hop on bullish today, and it's not the top, meaning we're not going to roll over and we're going to continue to plow higher. So we did. SPY moving on up. Got another credit spread on an index. Here's the Qs. Ticker symbol QQQ, got into a 106-105 May bull put spread. This is a credit spread, meaning I sold the 106 put, bought the 105 put, and as long as the Qs stay above 106 by the third Friday in May, everything will be just fine. Here's Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, and Apple today had a really nice bearish retest gap. Got a buddy in a 104-103 bull put spread expiring this Friday. That one should be just fine. This is a bearish retest gap. Black candle gapping down, and it really did work out pretty well on the day. Here's the 5-minute chart, and you had a few opportunities to trade this one. So again, as a retest gap, you expect the stock to gap down, retest, and roll over. Well, here's the gap down, here's the retest, and there's the rollover. So the low of the day break actually worked really well, a little too well on Apple. So here's the low of the day, and I do not like low of the day breaks during lunchtime. I didn't get a chance to set this one up on the floor because this was actually during my lunch. But anyway, you had a nice little breakdown right in there. Low of the day break started happening about 11:50 my time. Low of the day retest 11:55. Entry, stop, and 2-hour target was at 107.33. So Apple worked well for a low of the day breakout a few times. That's the first time. Here's the second time. Here's even a third time that might have worked for about an hour or so on Apple. So otherwise, a lot of good bearish day trading opportunities on ticker symbol AAPL today. Earnings is coming up on next week. Have no idea what's going to happen on this one, but long-term moving averages, I'm glad it's pulling back. Yes, it does look a little bit like a double top, no denying that. So tomorrow we probably pull back into the 108 region and then trade down a little bit higher. My buddy Steven Steckler is in this one bearish. His target is 106. So the 100 simple moving average is at 104.48. So on earnings next week, no clue what's going to happen, but here's a really, really strong resistance. So if Apple opens above there on earnings, I would expect that to be relatively bullish. Ticker symbol SHOP. You guys have been tracking this one for a while with me. Shopify trades to the 2-hour target today. Bought in here, had to stop here. 2-hour target was pretty much the high of the day. Exited out, all for 2 hours, done. Now, again, I'm 50-50 on trades, right? So Zillow, had a bearish trade on Zillow. Entry was here. Stop was originally here, moved it down to here, and got stopped out barely today, pretty much by 2 cents. So got stopped out on Zillow. Might try it again, potentially. I do like today's new Black Crow candle, so I might be watching for a little bit of an aggressive trade like this on Shopify. Bearish entry, on Zillow. Bearish entry below the low of today, stop above the high. That's a little bit of an aggressive trade. We'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. Here's Fitbit, ticker symbol FIT, and Fitbit today down 0.93% from the close, but we do have a small white candle. It did technically make a higher high and a higher low, so I'm still thinking this is some kind of pennant pattern, and I'd like Fitbit to continue a little bit higher. We'll increase our stop on that swing trade tomorrow. Here is ticker symbol CSX. CSX got a put sale on CSX expiring also in May. 22 cents on that bad boy. But not a lot of swing trades as of right now. Not too much going on. Just kind of taking it easy, taking it small. Here's USO. Again, USO had a gap down. Here's my analysis back on the 6th of April. And I was referring to this move right here. So that move had a higher low, morning star reversal. And I simply mentioned if it makes a higher high and a higher low tomorrow with a bullish candle, I'm thinking this could be a higher low on an intermediate time frame. What do I realistically think happens on the USO? Well, really, there's one of two situations, I think. We get probably, and that's a high 60% chance we replicate something like these last two moves right here. Boom, 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 which could lead to a lower break. And that would be if the market trades to an all-time high and rolls over, USO might continue. It doesn't have to, but it could. So that's a possibility. I would say that's a high 60% possibility. The other 40% of the possibility is it pops slowly over time and just slowly kind of creeps up higher into like the $14, $15, maybe even $16 region for the next 4 to 5 months on USO. So just something keeping an eye on that particular ticker as well. Amazon traded to a target today. AMZN, Solange, and a few others were in calls. Also in 585, 580 bull put spreads. That's another credit spread on Amazon, so looking good. But this one did trade to a target today, at least for me, 635. Mentioned on that day right there that it was bullish, and it traded nicely. So just a quick 3 or 4 day swing trade on Amazon. Netflix coming out with earnings very soon, in fact, down right now about 10%. So I had a iron condor of sorts on Netflix over earnings, a 130, 140 bear call spread, expiring this Friday in an $80 put sale. So right now we're opening at about 96. So 96 is a little bit of a bearish gap, not denying that at all. It's a black candle gapping down, so it will be a retest gap. What I'll be waiting for tomorrow is to see how it opens. If it can open below 97, I'll be relatively bearish, just slightly, and expecting a potential trade into 90 and then a bounce from there on Netflix. So I will be looking to buy the bounce on Netflix if we can make it back down to 90. Again, keep in mind it is a retest gap, and the open is very, very important. Here's a pivot here, and here's a pivot there. So this low is approximately 102, and this one's about 97. So this is more or less for my day traders, but keep in mind for my swing traders, on a longer term perspective, Netflix is in a channel. Buy low, sell high, buy low. So if it does make it back down to this 90 to $85 area at some point in the next 3 or 4 weeks, month, or whatever, I'll be looking to buy low, sell high on Netflix. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching this Monday real life stock review. I appreciate it. Got a softball game tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Gonna do my best to not screw everything up. That's my objective when I'm playing sports. All right, folks, I'll see you Wednesday on your next real life stock review. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. See you.